Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you again. And thank you for coming to celebrate, especially Ariel's diaconate ordination. And as we heard in the announcements, I'm going to just briefly do a small presentation in our ministry at La Sagrada Familia. That's the parish where I am assigned right now and where I will be working the next 6 years. As you all know, as I was living St. Sebastian and St. Lucy's, a group of parishioners organized a fundraising event to raise some funds for the parish in the Dominican Republic. So knowing that I was coming back here for Ariel's ordination, I just wanted to briefly show you what we have been doing with the funds that were raised. So this is the map of the parish, La Sagrada Familia. It covers a population of 30,000 people. So this, where the circle is, the main town, is called Savannah, and that's the town where the main church building is and the parish's offices are located. From there we go to 22 other communities to celebrate Mass or to celebrate other sacraments. We go once a week, or every other week, or once a month. It depends on the distance and also on the side of the community. This is the main church building in Savannah. So here it is with some youth from the parish, and also the inside of the building that was decorated for Easter. So this is a chapel that in one of the communities that was not in good shape, and thanks to the generous support of St. Sebastian and St. Lucy's, we were able to renovate the whole chapel. We go to this chapel once a week, every Thursday, to celebrate Mass at 5 p.m. So this is how the chapel looks right now. I mean, because of the lack of time, I was able to put more pictures, but it's also a nice patio in front where people gather after Mass to have some chocolate, to eat mangoes, and just kind of be together as a community. So this is one of the things that we were able to do thanks to you guys. This is how the chapel looks inside. It's quite pretty, and on March 12th, we had the blessing of having the bishop of the diocese come and bless the chapel. So. One of the ministries of the parish is also to renovate homes for parishioners or build houses for those families that are living in very difficult situations or in very difficult houses. So we were able to build 3 houses with the funds that were provided. One house was for a family of 6 children. They were living in this house, and as you can tell and see, it was not decent at all. Besides being a big family, Nairobi, who is the little kid here, she has a heart problem. And we thought that, it was a family that was certainly in need of a new home. This is a second home that was built. Once again, the family were living in this home. It happened that in the community where the house was built, we were celebrating Mass, and I asked the children to offer a prayer. So a little girl who is 9 years old prayed to God for a new home, because every time that was raining, she was getting wet and her family had to go out. So after Mass, I went to visit her home. I always say that her prayer was answered because the parish was able, and we were able to build a new house for her and for her family. This is the third home that was built. One of the ministries of the parish is to reach out to the elderly community. We distribute groceries to them in a monthly basis. And Gustavo is part of the program, one of the guys that receive support from the parish. He was asking for a new house a while ago because there was kind of the conditions were of his previous house. So we were able to build a new house for him. Gustavo is quite a character and a funny person. He also has a little garden behind his house, and every week he brings fruit or whatever he's planting to his house. One of the jokes that I have for him is that one day after we built the house, he came to the parish office and he said, "Father, do you have passion fruit here?" And I told him, "No." He said, "Don't worry, you will have it." He said, "Like, do you have papayas?" He said, "No, I don't have." He said, "Don't worry, you will have it." "Do you have plantains?" He said, "No, I don't." He said, "Well, don't worry, you will have it." So it's one of the things that he planted. He's quite a generous and a kind of nice guy, Gustavo. And we also got a new tabernacle for the main church, main building. We renovated the parish garden. The location where the main church building is, it has a lot of gardening outside, a lot of land for gardening, so we renovated the parish garden thanks to your support. Every other week we go to the prison that is located 10 minutes away from the main parish building to celebrate Mass. The prison has a capacity for 200 inmates. Right now it's over 500. The conditions where they live in are not, as you can tell, they are not the best. So they ask us for some support to renovate the medical dispensary. And I only have a couple of pictures. Because of security, they were not able to provide more pictures for us. Another ministry of the parish is the health clinic that we have. Some of you are doctors here, so we have a lab technician, a doctor, dentist, pharmacist, and Dolores, who is a member of the community of St. Paul. You can raise your hand. She's the director of the clinic. So this is one of the ministries also of the parish. And the parish has 3 nutritional centers. Before the pandemic, we were having close to 180 children within the nutritional centers. They would come every morning for breakfast. They stay to study, and then after lunch, they go back home. Because of the pandemic, we had to close the nutritional centers, and thanks God we were able to reopen them last February. So this is another ministry of the parish. And because of time, I just wanted to thank you for all your support, your generosity that allow us to minister to the people in the Dominican Republic. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, and I will ask Eric to answer the questions for me. No? So any questions? We are 2 priests, so I have another priest with me. So. Well, the parish covers a population of 30,000 people. So that's the population. I mean, not all of them are Catholic, but the social projects that we have in the parish, I mean, they are for everyone. Even if they are not Catholic, so we support them and help them. So, when do I leave? Well, at night, like everybody else. Any other questions? We can. Otherwise, we can go to celebrate areas of the nation. There is a reception for him. Once again, thank you so much for. Yeah, we have electricity, not all the time, but we have electricity, running water. I mean, there are some difficulties with the water system in the towns. So in the main town, I mean, we get water, I mean, quite frequently, but in the other towns, I mean, some of them, they struggle because of water problems. So it varies from town to town, I mean, within the parish territory. So. We have been there since 2003, so this year is going to be 18 years since this coming August, since the community of St. Paul took over La Sagrada Familia Parish. So, because it's warm? It's warm? No, the Sagrada Familia Parish is the sister parish of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. So this year we are going to celebrate the 40th anniversary between the Archdiocese of Milwaukee and La Sagrada Familia. And for many years, priests from the Archdiocese of Milwaukee went there as pastors or associate pastors to serve and minister to the people of the parish. In 2003, the previous pastor died suddenly, and the Archbishop asked us as a community of St. Paul to take over the parish. So that was how the community of St. Paul started or went down to the Dominican Republic. So. Angela? Not at all. I mean, yes. I lived there 15 years ago. From 2003 to 2005, I was living there at the parish, so that was a parish that I knew quite well. So it was kind of, I mean, an easy transition. I think that the most difficult part was the situation with COVID, because the parish was closed, and so it was kind of starting anew in many areas. But it was, I mean, it's a nice place. So I mean, besides the challenges that you find there, is a nice place. It's an agricultural region, but not coffee. So they plant plantains, bananas, tomatoes, onions. So it's a rural area. So but not coffee. It's near to the ocean. So coffee needs to be on the hills, needs to be planted on the hills. Dominican Republic has some coffee plantations, but they are in the north part of the country. So, yeah, there are two towns, especially there are two communities that are by the ocean, so you can get fresh fish there. So, that's it. So, any other questions? Okay. So, and I would like to thank, before I forget, to Father Thomas, who gave me permission to give this presentation to all of you, for inviting me to preside over the liturgy this morning and to celebrate Ariel's diaconal ordination. So, thank to Father Thomas. If you see him, please tell him I really thank him for allowing me to be here today. So, once again, thank you.